computer here. Thank you for coming to our new date and time for the meeting. We can start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If we could all just take a moment, if you're the praying kind, if you could just say a quick prayer, or just have a moment of reflection. Next on the agenda is roll call.
Supervisor Godey.
Here.
Clerk Baraco here. Treasurer Davis. Here. Trustee Meinke.
Here.
Trustee Greenwood. Here. Trustee McKay.
Here.
Trustee Hoskins.
Here.
7 present.
Excellent. Thank you. Next on the agenda is approval of the agenda or any consideration of additions or deletions. So I would take a motion to approve the agenda as is. All right, got a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
I have a friendly amendment to it.
Okay.
We spoke last month and request to add under unfinished business, just general discussion regarding roads coordinator.
Okay. So it doesn't work. You have that. So don't forget under unfinished business.
Yes, ma'am. And that was my fault. I wrote it down to add and accidentally left it out.
That's okay. Any other additions or deletions? All right. All in favor of approving the agenda with the amendment to item 10, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, next on the agenda is recognition of an outstanding Bedford resident. It's something that we had talked about and wanted to do, and I'm going to go ahead and read this letter. And I will say that there were 2 nominations for the same person this month. So, dear Tony Artis, I'm writing to formally recognize and commend you for your outstanding efforts in helping others less fortunate in Bedford Township and the surrounding area. Your selfless commitment to improving the lives of individuals and families in the community does not go unnoticed, and it is both inspiring and deeply appreciated. Through your continued support, whether it be through providing resources with your social media site, A Village of Helping Hands Making a Difference, offering your time, or delivering meals and goods to others, you have made a significant and positive impact on the lives of many. The work you do brings hope to others, to those who need it most, and your actions truly embody the spirit of compassion and kindness. Your dedication to uplifting the lives of others is a powerful example of how individual efforts can make a collective difference. It is people like you who make our world a better place, and we are truly grateful for all that you do. Please accept this letter and certificate as a small token of appreciation for the incredible work you are doing. We look forward to seeing the continued positive impact of your efforts and wish you much success in your future endeavors. Once again, thank you for your invaluable contributions to the betterment of the Bedford Township community. With that, we have a certificate signed by the board. I'd like to give you
Look this way, Terry. So we can get a picture of you.
Oh. Okay. Thank you.
Do it here in trouble.
I just want to give a couple
Oh, no,
quick
you're not up
updates.
there.
That's right. Oh, can we do it during public comment? Would that work?
No, that's okay.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. I just want to give an update on the Education Day. We're still working out the logistics. I'm hoping in May that we can do a day of fun and learning with things like community CPR class, Stop the Bleed, 911 information. Hopefully we can partner with our police department to just talk a little bit about crime scenes and just safety in general. And also the fire department offered their services. Well, at least one of them did. But he'll get everybody together to work on some fire safety stuff. So it's going to be a full day, but I'm looking forward to it. And then since we're talking about heart stuff and CPR, February is, in addition to Black History Month, it is also American Heart Month. And I will say that unfortunately, African Americans have the highest rate of cardiac incidents. So with Heart Month and Black History Month in the same month, it's important that we learn CPR, and we look forward to helping you do that. So that is it. Next is the approval of consent agenda items. You could have a motion.
So move.
We have a motion in seconds.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay. All right. So all those in favor of approval of the consent agenda items, say aye. Any opposed? All right. Now public comments on agenda items only. Anyone have any public comments for the agenda? Okay, no comments. Next is unfinished business. Resolution 211-2510. Yeah, this is not the same. Oh, I'm sorry. I scrolled too fast. All right, police and fire report. How about you, Officer LaValle?
All right, to start off the new year, the total number of calls for Bedford Township for the month of January was 373 calls for service. We took a breaking and entering incident near West River Road. A storage container was broken into, the lock was broken off, and also an enclosed trailer was broken into as well, and a snowblower was taken. That's still an investigation. Some of you may know we did have a strong arm robbery at one of the businesses on West Michigan Ave and Collier Ave. Suspect entered the business. The suspect went through the side door counter behind the counter, and the suspect took the employee's phone that was on the counter. The employee was able to go in the back to a safe spot and to call 911. The suspect was able to get into the cash register. They took over 100 lottery tickets, as well as numerous amounts of cigarettes and swishers. With the info that we received from the victim and witnesses, police were able to set up a perimeter in the area and ran a canine track dog. Unfortunately, it was unsuccessful. We think that the suspect arrived in a vehicle and left the area immediately after. With the victim giving a great description of the suspect and working with our lab personnel, our fusion center with our department, detectives in our department, we were able to ID the suspect, and they were taken in custody within 24 hours.
Yay.
Good.
Good.
So we did recover, some of the money that was stolen and, some of the lottery tickets that were stolen. I was actually the primary officer on that night. I've been working with the business to, contact the Michigan Lottery. We got all those tickets, basically destroyed. So if someone, ends up or goes to the gas station, tries to, turn those tickets, they'll be denied. So, but with just with the camera system in that, gas station as well as the employee, obviously she was frantic and happened so fast. She was able to give us, great description and we're able to catch up.
Good. Good
Well
job.
done.
Yeah.
Well done.
So that's about it.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief Kokensparker.
Oh, I'm back running with you people again now after 3 months I was off for back surgery and stuff, but, it's good to be back, but hard to say that too. But, we'll see what's coming up down in the future here, but, we've run about 111 runs, I think it is right now, since the first of the year, and, 3/4 of them, I can tell you, medical runs and stuff. People are falling on this ice, hitting their heads and everything else, and some of them laying around in the yard for a while before they're found. In situations and stuff, and that's most of the runs that we've had is falls and breathing, they can't breathe and stuff, and come to find out that this fire that's going around right now is catching a lot of people, and it involves with chest problems and stuff and breathing, and a lot of those are calls we're getting also and stuff, but they don't want to go to the hospital, they don't want to ride the ambulance and stuff, so there you go. I guess you suffer with what you got, you don't go to the doctor. Outside of that, we got a young lady that we just hired there. She's a granddaughter of Pat McGuire, who used to be a former chief here and stuff in the fire department and stuff, and she will, another individual, be going to school here for school another 240 hours that they have to take and stuff, and EMR class they got to take and stuff also. So we found gear for her, and we also purchased 2 new sets of gear. And the set that we purchased is a coat and a pants, and them things cost $4,266 right now. It's ridiculous. I can remember when I paid only $1,800 for a set. That was a few years ago. How much? It's not any better than it was years ago, but 10 years old and stuff, you have to buy new gear. My OSHA says buy new gear 10 years old, whether it's good or how good it is or not, if it's stood in the closet for 10 years, you got to throw it out, buy new gear. We've got to purchase new tires for this tower out here because it's over 10 years old. And we're looking over $11,000 to purchase all them tires for out there and stuff. They're 12 years old on the truck, 10 years old, my OSHA says replace them. So tires and rims have to be replaced. That's another big bill that we come up with the fire department. Outside that, we're still moving along, training everybody in the Sundays when we meet and stuff and discussing over things and seeing what we can accomplish in the future and stuff. Station 1 out there, I don't know too much more about that yet and stuff under there, what's going on out there, but we do have a truck out there that's in the green barn back there and stuff that holds 300 gallons of water, so it's not a whole lot there, but hopefully down the years to come here and stuff, I hope to see a better situation out there than it is at this point and stuff. I don't like what I got out there now and stuff, and before long we could change some things. But anyway, that's about it on the fire department and stuff. It's just get one thing done, then another something comes up and you gotta pay my OSHA. It's a yearly thing we have to do quite a bit every year. Testing the hose, all the hoses have to be all tested. SCBA's have to be tested. The masks have to be tested. checking the tires and engines all have to be pump tested and everything, and that costs a little bit of money, so, every year you have to do that, because if you don't, my OSHA comes in here, they don't leave for quite a while. I had them in here years ago and it took me 3 months to get rid of them. So I don't want them back. And, if they ever do come back, I hope somebody else is in a position to play the game with them. So, any questions?
No, sir.
I'd like to say one thing. I had a lady come up to me that works out at Wild Mike's. And I guess you guys had a medical emergency out there last month.
No, yeah,
And she was very happy with what you guys did. You were out there on time.
yeah.
Very professionalism and
Yeah,
it's fun. Thank you.
You got a good bunch of people in the fire department there now, young people and stuff, and, they know what they're doing. I don't have to stand on ground and tell them, hey, do this and that and stuff. When they know when they get to a fire or accident or medical and stuff, they know what they're doing until life care shows on up, or one of us show up where we can have a structure fire going and stuff. They're ready to grab the lines and go in and stuff and like that and stuff. But we've been lucky this last year of structure fires. We never had any real bad ones. So,
You put that one.
snow's coming
Yeah.
tomorrow night.
That's right.
Look out for that snowstorm tomorrow. It's coming in. They're talking about maybe 6 to 8 inches around here and stuff. So by noon it's supposed to start, but be careful on out there, because that ice underneath that snow, you don't see it, and step on it and zip zap, you're going. So that don't give that ice, so.
Thank you, Chief.
And there's
Thank you.
more out there.
Thank you.
Here.
Thank you.
And I don't see Representative Frisbee here, but I do see County Commissioner Dan Strobridge. Do you have any updates? Thank you for coming tonight.
Don't really have much of an update, as you, and many of you are new to your board. I'm relatively new to my board, and so still getting my feet wet and, steep learning curve. And although I was a county commissioner some 20 years ago, a lot's changed since then. Especially from technology, and I'm not as young as I used to be to adapt to that technology. So I'm trying, I'm learning. I don't really have anything specific for you guys. One thing I've discovered real quickly is that any interaction between the county and Bedford Township, you guys are gonna know about it before it ever hits my desk. I saw several things concerning road stuff that Barry had already signed off on, so it's like, I don't have to tell you that because you guys already know about it. So we don't have our business cards printed off yet. However, Barry's got my number, Larry's got my number. And I'm sure that shortly our pictures and contact information will be up on the county website, which will be my cell phone and my email address. So if you have any questions, or if you need me to liaise with you in any way, then certainly let me know.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Next, we asked for a zoning update. Cody, do you mind talking a little bit?
So outside of my written report, I just wanted to touch on some of the complaints coming around the township on odors from marijuana farms. A lot of people are concerned on if our township will stink again this coming summer. We did have a meeting last week, to kind of figure out our game plan and enforcement going forward. Part of our new marijuana ordinances allows us every year to revisit the special use permits, the marijuana farms and dispensaries and companies hold. And with those, we can attach, if there has been issues and complaints, we can attach additional conditions, to mitigate those orders. Not necessarily, we go in and can shut them down because a couple people complain they stink, but, it does allow us to keep building on what odor mitigation conditions there already been given. And we do still need to, with the planning commission, kind of figure out our process for bringing in each of those farms and, addressing, you can't just single them out. You kind of gotta, make a list, and then I don't know if we want to knock them all out in one meeting, or, that probably would be like a 10-hour meeting, but, we do still have to figure out our process with the planning commission in order to do those, updates for the special uses. But other than that, we are working on it. If, you do have complaints please email them or mail them in to me. An actual formal written complaint goes a lot longer or a lot further than someone just offhandedly saying, yes, they stink. That actually allows us to, have proof that there are complaints. So email them to me. There's my cards right outside on the window. The windowsill, there's a stack of them. Grab that or, just send us a letter. You can email them to Joyce, you can email them to Barry, you can email them to any of the board members. I'll get them. I keep a folder of all of them. So if you do have any concerns or anything like that, let us know.
Thank you so much. Now we'll go to unfinished business. How's that? Resolution 211-2510, resolved by the trustees of the Charter Township of Bedford to set an alternate date for the March Board of Review pursuant to MCL 211.30, paragraph 2, and a full resolution was in our packet.
So move.
Thank you. In a second, support. All right. That does need to be a roll call, right?
Ready?
Yep.
Treasurer Davis.
Yes.
Trustee McKay.
Yes.
Trustee Menke.
Yes.
Trustee Greenwood.
Yes.
Trustee Hoskins.
Yes.
Supervisor Bodie.
Yes.
Clerk Faraco. Yes. 7 yes, motion carries.
Motion carries. Good. And then the second item that was added is to have a discussion about a roads coordinator. So if we could have a motion to bring that to the table in a second, then we can discuss.
So moved.
Thank you. Any second?
Forward.
Thank you. Now discussion.
So we had discussed at the last meeting that, so the previous board had already authorized, moving forward with the roads coordinator. We just don't know what that's going to look like. Superintendent Beamish, do you have more information on the county regarding where we are at currently with the roads, correct?
I haven't found out from them if they approved the 3 projects that we sent to them. Dan, do you have any update on
That was
that?
approved last week, yeah.
All 3 of them?
Yeah.
Russ? Okay. So we got those to go forward, and what my goal is, we hadn't done anything in 2 years, was that'll get, some things addressed according to what the road department said are our needs for, they kind of prioritize some things, and based on what they felt they could get approval for. So we got that for this year. So as we worked this year, we need to develop a job description, kind of flesh out what that looks like for that person, what we might pay them, and who we might look for. So my hope was that by fall, maybe late summer, we could have that position ready to fill. That way the person can look at our roads before it snow flies and make a plan going forward. So a good goal for that would probably by June.
Okay.
We've got a couple months, or sooner if we could, but we need to kind of establish a budget and
Sure.
see what that's gonna look like. The one gentleman I reached out to that does it for Emmett, I think he's tied up, he's also working on the Campbell River project, decommissioning the concrete walls and bringing that back to national, so he didn't have extra time. But it would be somebody we look at for expertise that knows roads. I have a proposal from CEI that they would be willing to do it, but I think we could hire somebody rather than a firm potentially. We have an option. We just need to put more minds together and see what that looks like. I've got a couple, road coordinator job descriptions I've pulled off the web to kind of give a starting point.
So reach out. I know a couple township supervisors, both of which have roads coordinators. So I can reach out to them and see, just get more information.
Yeah.
I think it's good that we keep talking about it and then, decide at that point, but I know we have a, conference coming up, so we'll have a lot of networking in that area for those kind of things too, coming up. That's not April. March or April. But yeah, good. All right, so I don't know, do we need an action on this, vote? I think it was not. It was a motion to discuss, I think was the deal, but we do need to vote on it. Yeah, I don't think so either. It was just
It's
to
already
add.
been approved, so I don't think we
Okay.
need a vote. When you meet with, the other township officials regarding the roads coordinator, the main point I would be looking for, Kalamazoo County operates on a completely different plan than Calhoun does. And the issue that we saw with Calhoun is they repaired most of the roads at once, with little maintenance plans. So they're all gonna start failing at once. And
Of
I'm
course,
looking
yeah.
for someone to kind of that understands, the engineering and what goes into, the maintenance of the roads, but also having a timeline of staggering them, with potentially a 3-year maintenance plan follow-up is what I was thinking.
Awesome. Good, I placed that on my things to remember, so I don't forget to reach out to those couple townships and find out, get some more information on it.
Okay.
So that'll be perfect. All right, petitions and new business. We have a presentation of building space needs and the capital improvement plan. So do we need we need the presentation first and then we'll discuss the motion. All right, go ahead. Floor is yours.
For those that don't know me, the new one, my name is Mike DeVries, and I'm with Lisa Vandenbrink. We've been working on this space needs for quite some time now. A few different supervisors, superintendents, all sorts of different people. So after doing the research and we did questionnaires in regards to what the buildings were going to look like and what the intent was for them, we put together the packet that you have received and broke it down into a couple of the different, let's say, project buildings. So obviously, as the chief said, building number 1 is first on the page, just because that is the first fire station, but also really the most important. Having it being condemned right now, something needs to be done for that. So we looked at what's needed, what's kind of long-term, and some of the items in here we have is a long-term and some are short-term. It was kind of hard to break some of them out. And really that the short-term comes into the next stage of that building number 1, kind of going into a schematic design where we actually nail down more of the dimensions, what goes in, what kind of apparatuses and that kind of stuff. It's a little more intensive than just a broad questionnaire of what are you looking for. So we put that together. Not only we looked at what the codes were, what needs to go in there, and then we put a probable cost estimate. And it's based on other projects that we've done and some standards. A lot of the things that go in when you look at equipment, those can vary. It's just like building a house. You know, you build a house for this, and one house next door can be twice the amount. It's all what you put into it. Had to have someone said cherry cabinet.
Yeah.
So what we like to do is, you know, we look at what's required and then kind of give some options, but we like to kind of give that. We look at these equipment. It's a range. It's a dollar amount to start from. And as we nail it down, we can pinpoint on really all these buildings. We have station 1, then the building grounds, replacing those buildings that are out there and incorporating it into with the fire station number 1. So you can see how that kind of breaks down the budget for that project or that building. And then the third, we have the total cost for both of those together. So we kind of step by step. And we looked at what needs to be done for Station 2 here. And that's pretty minor at the time, at the current time. There's some larger plans, but right now they're really looking, exhaust is needed and a scuba station needs to be added in here is really the main highlight that they saw right now. And with Station 3, the same thing. Station 3 needs an exhaust system because it does not have that. Other than that, they weren't gonna do really much, just little things here and there, some wiring and little data communication type things. There's a lot more we could do, but kind of trying to look at how it fits in now.
Yeah,
Your chief is pretty good in regards to, this is what I need, this is what I really like, this is what I need. He's really pragmatic, I think is the word you'd probably say. So that's where you can see the space needs for 2 and 3 are much smaller just because of
yeah.
the minor things.
I think too, you know, it's been, how old is this building? 30 years? Same with Station 3. I think they were done at the same time or around the same time.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I asked them, what would you need now compared to what you thought you needed in 30 years ago? Of course, these were mansions 30 years ago, but now you see that there's some things that could be different. So I'm
There's
sure that'll
always
be part
things
of the
when you get
discussion.
to a certain point, looking back, going, ooh, we should have added
I
that.
should have, or yeah. That would be.
Heated floors, everybody thought was a great thing. The problem is heated floors are kept at a lower temperature to kind of, you're not really heating that building. So you're melting the snow. It's not really evaporating. And what happens is the trucks are actually rusting out faster because that water's not going in. Well, it's a great idea. And everybody likes to be on a warm floor, but there's issues that you have to add into that, and make it work the best. And then as we go to the last two, when we're looking at, you know, at some point, 10 years was kind of maybe an aggressive in the beginning of 20 years when they were building. Some meetings, there's a lot of open seats. Some meetings it's standing room only. Hard to judge in regards to that.
Yeah.
But as the township grows, there's ultimately going to be a need for more space. And is it, you know, that we looked at the fire department taking this on as headquarters. One idea is a new administrative building somewhere. But once again, you kind of have to have a plan. You have to know what you're looking, what's needed, and the roadmap to get there. Kind of leads me into the capital improvement plan as you met.
All right.
So, and once again, we took a lot of time and effort, and through a few different people on this and had a lot of help from the chief and everyone else in the township. There helped a lot to get the answers and put it together.
And
Is there any questions, I guess?
are there any questions about the building space needs setting? That's what we just did, right?
Yes.
And then we'll do a motion to adopt.
I have a question. The new building for possible township hall replacement later, the 8,200 square feet. Do you know the square footage of this building? What it is?
Around that same size.
Same size?
Yeah.
Thank you.
This one is actually 7,900.
Thank you.
22 years old.
22, all right. Any other questions? Is there a motion to adopt the building space needs study?
So moved.
Any second?
Second.
All right. All right, for this, we can just do a voice vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Motion's carried. Next is the presentation of the capital improvement plan.
And it's still me. This is, we've kind of combined this with the buildings, the fire department, truck needs, and then also the sewer plant. So those are the three components to this. And, you know, once again, we looked at what are the costs, what are the projected dates. You gotta pick dates, and once again, this is not set in stone. Like, let me just preface that with a capital improvement plan for anybody that has not worked with one or does not quite understand fully. It's not set in stone that we are doing this project this year or this year or this year. It just gives everyone an idea of these are the things that we have to do, and we need to really plan for it. So, looking at the fire stations that, you know, with the fire station one being condemned and need to replace, we placed that as a 26 project. A little aggressive, pretty, not completely aggressive, too aggressive, not outside the parameters, but it is something that would need to, you know, keep moving forward. And then we looked at adding in the improvements to 2 and 3 and the following year, which would be under 27. Chief had given us a few of the trucks that need to be replaced, which, so we have those in there. There's a couple more that are out in the 10. There's a couple of utility projects that are out in the 20 and 30. Those are really long-term. So you have your 5-year, your capital improvement plan is 5 years, and you have your mid and long year plans. So we've got them all identified, but you start talking about things that are way out there, and it's not really what your plan of improvement is. It's hopes, dreams, and
Yeah.
as they get closer, they get put in the plan. But I want to make sure we brought it here. We always like to bring it to the board, have them look at it, have any questions, that can be feedback over the next, you know, couple weeks, and we'll incorporate any ideas, changes, suggestions, you know, hey, what about this? We didn't think about this. We can update it. Submit it for next month for adoption.
Awesome. Any questions? The capital improvement project or plan?
Thank you for all of the hard work.
Yes,
you've done.
thank you so much.
Very nice book.
I have very good marketing.
Yeah, that's nice.
I picked the pictures, they put it together.
There you go.
So I guess that's the big thing is, we'll look for updates on this, and then kind of some of the timing. We'll go from there.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming tonight.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is the Board of Review appointments. To appoint Barb Jones for a 2-year term. Everything okay? Okay. 2-year term through 12/31 of 26. John Foltz, the same. Joe Zima, same. And Diana O'Leary is an alternate for a 2-year term through 12/31/26. Would be motion.
The motion.
And seconded by Buck. Thank you. All right, any discussion?
So Barbara Jones would be serving as the PC liaison to the ZBA though?
Say that, I'm sorry, that is loud.
Barbara Jones would be serving as the PC liaison then?
For the Board of Review,
Yes. Oh, no, Board of Review.
this
I'm
is Board of
thinking
Review appointments, yeah,
ZBA. Disregard
okay, all right. So the Board of Review appointments, we've had a motion, second. Any other discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
that.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Motion carries. Next on the agenda is to hire Stephanie Fletcher as the firefighter, and I believe Chief, she is the one that you said is yeah, Chief McGuire's granddaughter. She was here last month. So is there a motion to approve her as our newest firefighter? Trustee McKay.
Support.
All right, any other discussion? All right, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? All right, motion carries. Next on the agenda is to purchase 2 sets of fire turnout gear from MFE Incorporated for $8,532. There a motion for that?
Make a motion.
Okay, second. All right, discussion?
Who was it?
Christie.
I will just say is I do in my other job, chief, and my colleague of the director of the National Fire Protection Agency. And, they're well aware of the increase in costs, but it really comes down to safety. Firefighter safety especially. And, you know, the highest and fastest, people who get cancer are firefighters. And that are fighting cancer every day from just the stuff that they're exposed to and what goes on their fire turnout gear. It's important that they have safety gear. So that's all I wanted to say. In my discussion, I know it's ridiculous expensive, but it's also a safety, not
Safety
just for
first.
during the fires, but literally going in your vehicle to and from, breathing in those things that gear is really, there's a reason for it, but
So I have a quick question. Is, part of this to support the hiring of new staff, or is this just replacement based on my OSHA standards?
so this is for the two new firefighters, correct?
Two new firefighters? Okay,
Stephanie and Cody.
gotcha. Thank you.
Any other discussion? All right. So we have a motion to purchase 2 sets of fire turnout gear. And we've had our discussion. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next is to purchase replacement wheels and tires for Tower 5. Current wheels and tires are 12 years old. Replacement is required at 10 years. Best One Fleet Service quote. The quote number 92892 is for $11,698.96. A motion
So moved.
and discussion. Those are expensive tires. But, okay, all right, any other discussion? All right. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Next is resolution 211-2511, resolution to adopt poverty guidelines for the 2024 tax year. The full resolution is included in our package.
So moved.
Thank you. Move and support. Any discussion? All right, this is a roll call.
Trustee Greenwood,
Yes.
Clerk Bronco, yes. Supervisor Bodie,
Yes.
Treasurer Davis, Trustee McKay,
Yes.
Trustee Menke,
Yes.
Trustee Hoskins. Yes. 7 yes.
Motion carries, resolution carries. Thank you. Next is resolution 211-2512, a resolution to authorize Superintendent Beamish to submit the request for allocation of 2025 Calhoun County Parks and Recreation local millage distribution in the amount of $30,583.32. And the full resolution is included in the packet. Anyone?
So moved.
Thank you.
Support.
All right. Any discussion?
This is to get our share of the county.
Yes.
We're not trying to
It's
figure out
not
what to
new.
do with it yet.
No.
Okay.
So that's open funds that can be used.
For parks, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yep.
it requires resolutions to officially ask for it.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? All right, roll call?
Trustee Menke,
Yes.
Supervisor Godey,
Yes.
Clerk Baraco, yes. Treasurer Davis.
Yeah.
Trustee Hoskins,
Yes.
Trustee McKay,
Yes.
Trustee Greenwood,
Yes.
7 yes.
All right, the resolution carries. Next is public comment. Just a reminder of the rules that are out on the table out front, and you would have 3 minutes for any public comment.
Good evening, I'm Catherine LaValle, living on Prudence Lane, and I come to share details from Battle Creek Public Schools as a committee working on bond investment. And my 3 minutes will go fast. I'll try to get as much of the details that I want to communicate with the township. There is a no tax rate increase bond that will be offered to the voters of Bedford Township this May. And what that involves is Battle Creek Public Schools did a master facilities study, much like the township has done for your buildings and grounds. And that assessment of buildings and the facilities that the district owns revealed that there's over $130 million in needs that could improve the district and be really a world-class environment for learning for the students. Our students and staff deserve sound and safe and secure facilities. They want to make progress on these identified needs over the next 10 years. That $130 million just doesn't occur overnight. And so they want to do a phase 1, which would ask for voter approval for a 0 tax rate increase coming in a millage this May of 2025. The reasons the buildings do impact learning. Research says that 71% report an increase in student performance. 74% report an increase in the ability to attract and retain teaching staff. It does have an effect on 15% of reduction of absenteeism of students, and their student standardized test scores rise by 4%. As I showed you earlier, no tax rate increase. The current millage rate right now that the township is paying on would remain unchanged. And this ensures that residents do not incur additional taxes. If this is approved by the voters of the Battle Creek Public School District, $27.5 million will be generated in progress for the kids and staff. But what's really beneficial, there's no tax rate increase. We're hoping to accomplish infrastructure safety and security, roofing and exterior restoration as well as repair, and playground and CW Post Stadium updates. Security would include cameras. Technology changes so fast in this day and age. Every 5 years, things need to be updated and it costs money. I'll return with more information.
Thank you so much. All right, anyone else?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I am Peter Van Gotham, and I own chickens. Came here 8 years ago. I had no idea that Adam Michael was, had just been, that this was where he was elected supervisor. I knew him though. I made the mistake of saying that he was a friend of mine. The crime, it was unforgivable, and it's unforgivable here to this day. You see, the first person I met that represented the Board of Trustees was Randy Johnson. And in this room, he asked me some questions that I thought he was just curious about this prospective new person to be annexed
land back into Bedford Township that had been taken away in 1960 that I just happened to come along and buy. But at the very first tribunal, you guys might call them a board meeting, but these were my 6 tribunals to see if I was made of the right stuff to be part of Bedford Township, be included here. So Randy Johnson said during that meeting, he said, he's got like 20 years experience, right? He worked for the Battle Creek Department of Public Works. So he said, sewer and water is required where Mr. Van Gotham lives. You see, the thing was, I had told him that I have well and septic. It was the first time in my life I lived somewhere that had well and septic. And then, so I said, I had all the inspections, we pulled all the proper permits, my house was built to code. And the very next meeting, he says again, sewer and water is required where Mr. Van Gotham lives. And then the next meeting, he said it again. And the next meeting, he said it again. What he's trying to do is paint me as a scofflaw. Somebody that might, for instance, if they'd ever put me on the board here, that I might move to another county and refuse to step down, that I might do something like that, apparently. And then at the very last meeting before the vote, the treasurer, Chris Desatel, stood up and said that I had multiple violations. So she couldn't say what they were. She couldn't say where they were, and she couldn't say when they occurred because they didn't exist, just like Randy Johnson. Here it is 8 years later, I still have well and septic, like the majority of Bedford Township. So Randy Johnson lied, Chris Desatel lied, and most recently we had Dr. Carl Kinsel sit right over here and carry on about how I come down here and harass the staff. The issue was that this place has more surveillance cameras than a Las Vegas casino. And after I FOIA'd the video and the audio from here, there was none of me harassing anyone. And I went down to FOIA police reports, Battle Creek Police Department, and there were no reports of me ever harassing anyone anywhere. And no employee or staff member has ever come up as said to be continued.
Any other public comments?
Not looking to.
My name's Autumn Smith, Battle Creek. I am here to announce again, we are having a Calhoun County Tea Party meeting. First, I want to apologize. There was a mix up at the last meeting. It was double booked and we have gotten a new location. Our meeting date will be the 3rd Thursday of the month at 6 p.m. at the Base Bar and Grill in Springfield. This month on the agenda, we have got a guest speaker, a candidate that previously ran for governor and also Muskegon County prosecutor. And we will be talking about oaths of office and public official bonds. You guys are all welcome out there. We're looking forward to having more people join. We have a lot of cool things planned coming up this year, including some teach-ins and stuff about how to obtain government documents, how to educate people about the government process, so that sometimes you kind of lighten your guys' load so you guys aren't having your phones blow up, and we have people that are able to do some of the stuff themselves and just expedite things and stuff like that. So again, it's next Thursday, 6 p.m. Dinner off the menu, 6:30 p.m. The meeting starts and it is located at the Base Bar and Grill. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Any other public comments?
I'm Tom Sproul. I'm up there saying the same thing. I'll be glad when the new video or the audio system's in so we can hear you in the back.
Well, I'm
Because
sorry.
you guys gave these presentations today and you talk among yourselves. But if you're gonna ask the people later on to do a millage or something for a new fire station or something, they gotta be able to understand what you guys are talking about back
Sure.
here. It's not happening. So I don't know. I'm just saying, I know they got a new one coming and I'm looking forward to have it in place.
Okay,
Thank
good. Well, I apologize. Usually I'm not told that I talk too softly, so.
Well, I'm not either.
Yeah.
You know, when I was there, I don't think I needed a mic,
Yeah.
but that's, so I just want to say thanks.
Thank you. Any other public comments?
Michael, the parks money. Where and what happened to the Parks and Recreation Committee? Are they meeting? Is it really just underground completely? Is it not happening? Is it happening? Because the last meeting that I was able to attend because it was open to public and announced, which we have recorded, they talked about upwards of $1 million in grants that that group was working on for our parks. So that's again why I question how or why that committee all of a sudden got changed to be some, you know, doesn't have to be recorded, doesn't have to be public committee. That committee was doing some pretty serious work affecting the township. But all of a sudden, you all want to make up stories and your own emotional problems to say that there's, you know, people that why we have to do this and nonsense that you guys have done. But as a board, you've been allowed to get away with a lot of things. A lot of things, shutting people down unjustly, violating our rights unjustly. We watched our new supervisor gavel Mr. Van Gotham 30 seconds after walking into the first meeting that he was in here. Not making a sound, but whispering to someone in the audience. But because she's a control freak and then told everyone that we are here to watch you do the work, which is exactly what Mr. Hires told us when I first started attending meetings in this township while he was the planning commission chairman. And when we were questioning, why don't we have a public comment time at this meeting? They all said we were here simply to watch them do the work of the township, which is what our current ruler here has told us as well. It's not what it's supposed to be. You guys are growing and expanding this township like you are all some elite rulers. It's really, and now you're going to kick the cash cow that you have, the marijuana groups, in the face. So all the stuff that you're doing and building up, you're not going to have money for it. But you don't know how to do that because the whole, just like the first road budget, you guys are going to hide the wrong mistakes that you made.
Time's up. Any other public comments? All right, thank you. Now for our elected officials and trustees' personal privilege. Trustee Meinke.
Just thanks everybody for coming. Keep on coming. It'll get better. See you next month. That's all I have to say.
Trustee Greenwood. Nothing new. Trustee Hoskins.
Thanks everybody for coming. Watch the weather. That's gonna get pretty yucky out, it looks like, and everybody be safe. And again, thanks for coming.
Thank you. Trustee McKay.
Thanks again, everybody that's here in person, on video, live. Be careful. Next couple days could be interesting. Yeah. Take care.
Treasurer Davis.
I would like to let everyone know, it was put in the flyer that we would be closed the 14th, February 14th. Legally, we have to be open that day. So I will be in the office, normal business hours, 7:30 to 4:30. She had put in the flyer that was sent out before I was here that we would also be open Monday, which is President's Day. So I will be in the office, Jean McKay and myself will be here from 9 to 1 on President's Day, just to finish up any loose ends with taxes if anybody needs to come in. Thank you.
Thank you. Clerk Bracco.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. We have a lot to cover going forward. Roads committee or roads coordinator will be a big challenge, but also rewarding, I believe. I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. This was a good board meeting, and I am showing 7:30 on the nose. So I say, let's adjourn this meeting.